Right now, artificial intelligence is moving faster than anyone can keep up with. Every day you hear about a new tool. One writes essays, another creates images, another makes videos, and before you know it, there are hundreds of them. At first it feels exciting. You think, okay, maybe this could actually help me. So you try a few tools, watch some videos, and even save a couple of prompts people say will change everything. But after a while, it starts to feel messy. There are too many tools to keep up with. Every week, something new shows up, and instead of feeling like you're getting better at using AI, it almost feels like you're just jumping from one thing to another. A lot of people think this means they're falling behind, but that's not really the problem. The real issue is that most people are trying to learn AI in a way that just doesn't work. They keep chasing every new tool instead of building something simple that actually helps them in their day-to-day work. And once you realize that, things start to make a lot more sense. Because becoming AI native isn't about knowing every new tool that comes out. It's really about learning how to use a few things well and making them part of how you work. In this video, we're going to talk about why AI feels so overwhelming for a lot of people right now, and a much simpler way to approach it. The problem with too many AI tools. AI tool paralysis. One of the first mistakes people make with AI is trying to keep up with every new tool that appears online. Every week, there's something new. One tool promises better writing, another claims it can create amazing images, and another says it can automate your entire workflow. So people start jumping from one tool to another. They tested one today, tried another tomorrow, then switched again the next week because someone said a new one is even better. After a while, it becomes exhausting. Instead of actually using AI to get work done, people spend most of their time testing tools they may never use again. This is where the idea of a small AI toolkit becomes really important. Rather than trying to learn dozens of tools, it's much more effective to focus on just a few that help with the things you already do regularly. For example, you might choose one AI tool for writing or brainstorming, one for research, and maybe one for creating visuals or organizing ideas. The goal isn't to know every AI platform that exists. The goal is to find a small number of tools that actually help you in your day-to-day work. Once you stick with a few tools long enough, they start to feel familiar. You understand their strengths, you know when to use them, and they naturally become part of your workflow. And that's when AI starts becoming genuinely useful instead of overwhelming. Another helpful way to approach this is to start with a recurring task you already do often. Maybe you spend a lot of time researching information. Maybe you write emails or reports regularly. Maybe you're always brainstorming ideas for projects or content. Instead of looking for dozens of AI tools, just ask a simple question. Which tool can help me do this one task better or faster? Once you find a tool that actually helps, stick with it for a while. Learn how it works, test different ways of using it, and see how it fits into your routine. This approach makes things much simpler, because the goal isn't to build the biggest collection of AI tools. The goal is to build a small toolkit that actually works for you. The prompt problem. Death by prompt. Once people find a few AI tools they like, another problem usually shows up. Prompts. If you've spent any time learning about AI, you've probably seen people sharing long prompts that promise amazing results. Prompts for writing better emails, studying faster, research, brainstorming ideas, and many of them are actually very useful. So, what do most people do? They save them somewhere. Maybe in their Notes app, in a document, or maybe in a folder on their computer. At the time, it felt like a good idea because you think you'll use them later. But later almost never comes. When you open an AI tool to get help with something, you usually just type a quick question and move on. The detailed prompt you saved earlier is often buried somewhere you can't easily find. This creates a strange situation where people technically have good prompts, but they rarely use them. And when prompts are hard to access, AI becomes less useful than it could be. People who use AI smoothly usually solve this problem in a simple way. They make their prompts easy to reuse. Instead of writing the same instructions again and again, they create shortcuts or small systems that bring those prompts back instantly. For example, some people use tools that expand short commands into full prompts. So instead of typing a long instruction every time, they type something simple like a short keyword, and the full prompt appears automatically. Others prefer keeping their prompts in one central place, like a small personal library where they can quickly copy and use them whenever they need. The exact method doesn't matter as much as the idea behind it. What matters is reducing the friction that stops you from using AI regularly. Because when prompts are easy to access, using AI becomes much smoother. You stop wasting time rewriting instructions, and you start focusing on the actual work you're trying to do. And over time, those small improvements make AI feel less like a complicated tool and more like a natural part of your workflow. Trying to keep up with every AI update. Even after solving the tool problem and the prompt problem, there's another thing that can make AI feel exhausting. Almost every day, there's some kind of announcement. A new AI model gets released, a company launches a new tool, or an existing platform adds a feature people say will completely change how we work. If you spend time online, it's very easy to fall into the habit of trying to keep up with all of it. You start watching videos about the latest tools, reading posts about new updates, and checking which platform is trending this week. At first, it feels useful because you think staying updated will help you stay ahead. But after a while, you realize you're spending more time learning about AI than actually using AI. Instead of helping you get work done, all the information starts to feel like noise, and that's when people begin to feel like they're falling behind again. But the truth is, nobody can realistically keep up with everything happening in the AI space right now. The technology is moving too quickly for that. The people who stay productive with AI usually take a different approach. They limit the amount of AI information they consume. Instead of following dozens of different sources, they choose one or two they trust. Maybe a newsletter or a creator who summarizes important updates. That way they still stay informed, but they're not constantly distracted by every new announcement. Another helpful habit is setting aside a small amount of time to experiment with new tools occasionally. Maybe once a week or whenever you have free time, you try something new and see if it actually improves your workflow. If it helps, you keep it. If it doesn't, you move on without worrying about it. This approach makes AI much easier to manage. What becoming AI native actually looks like. When people hear the term AI native, it can sound like something very technical, such as knowing how to code or understanding how all the technology works behind the scenes. But in reality, it's much simpler than that. Being AI native mostly comes down to how you approach your work. Instead of seeing AI as something separate that you occasionally try, it slowly becomes part of your normal process. For example, if you're starting a project, you might ask AI to help you brainstorm ideas first. If you're writing, you might use it to organize your thoughts or improve a rough draft. It doesn't replace your thinking. It just helps you move a little faster and get past the parts that usually slow you down. And over time, those small moments start to add up. The interesting thing is that people who use AI this way aren't constantly switching tools or chasing every new update. Most of them stick with a small set of tools they understand well. They've figured out how those tools fit into their workflow, and they keep refining that system little by little. That's really the shift that matters. Not learning everything about AI, but learning how to make it quietly support the work you're already doing. And once you reach that point, AI stops feeling like something overwhelming. It just becomes another useful tool in the background, helping you think, work, and create a bit more efficiently. So let me ask you this. Is there any AI tool you've tried recently that genuinely made your work easier? Let's know about it in the comments. I'll catch you in the next video.